Let's get into it. I was calling it Coach Colin's after show. It's too long. So now I'm calling it Coach Colin TV. I know I am Coach Colin. That's my main channel. Okay. That's the main channel. I can't change that name because I'm 221,000 subscribers deep. Can't change the name at that point. This one, we're at 15,000. It's not that much. I can change the name. As you can see, I'm not going to get as many views as before. Have to rebuild in the SEO world. So it's like a whole thing. But I had to call it this and not tinfoil speedo or tinfoil experience or anything like that, because I don't want it to be a name that's going to get flagged. I already talk about enough stuff. My mouth already gets me in that situation enough. I don't need the title name to get there as well. So we're just Coach Colin TV for now. Actually, no, this is what it's going to be called from now on. And we're talking about some stuff. Asmongold is on fire. As you know, Asmongold, if you're a watcher of the channel, the Roach King has been dealing with his father. His father is in a bad situation, quite honestly, and he's trying to help his father. He's doing his shopping. He's taking care of him. So he's taking a break from streaming. But because of what happened with Charlie Kirk, he decided to come back really quick and make a video. And you can tell this guy is on fire about this, honestly. Look at that. You've never seen his face that big. If you watch his streams and everything, you've never seen him that big before in your life. I bring you the things you never seen before, people, okay? But let's get into it. Basically, he is going on this tirade of calling out all these people that were a part or are a part of this gaming company building this game that's supposed to come out. They're liking tweets about Charlie passing away. They're making their own posts. They're basically contributing and celebrating to the absolute tragedy that took place with Charlie Kirk just a little while ago. So let's get into it. I gotta say, I love when a guy this big gets mad about something and actually does something about it. I love it.
Is employing people that are advocating for the brutal murder of a person in front of their family. And it's absolutely insane. Their employer, hey, you know what? Maybe I'm not comfortable funding a video game that is employing people that are advocating for the brutal murder of a person in front of their family. And it's absolutely insane, but it's also not surprising. And so anyway, we're going to go through some of these. Obviously, I put out a post about this before. This was yesterday. If you guys want to make a list, and this is something, I'll go ahead and just contextualize it all. So there's several game developers that are liking posts that are people mocking Charlie Kirk's assassination. We'll look at pretty much who these people are. We'll start off with this. These are people, Dennis. Let's look at this, and this is also on Blue Sky. I'm 6'5" and Vans, Blue Sky Social, sound effects associate at Bungie. So Bungie, you know the game that's trying to make Marathon. I guess they were too busy. Oh, he's doing sound effects, not visual effects. So maybe he actually has to do his job rather than just copy pasting something off of Twitter. But anyway, you've got somebody like this who's advocating for, and again, people might think that it's not a big deal. Oh, well, these people aren't making these statements themselves. These people aren't really saying anything that is that extreme. Here's the reason why it's a big problem. The reason why is because it creates an ecosystem and an environment where the actual extremism and the actual radical behavior is feeling comfortable. It feels comfortable in an environment where you have this blasé, passive acceptance of it, and you have people that are just basically complicit with it, but they're not openly saying it. They're just privately doing it, or they're just privately voicing their support as well. And, well, I guess in this case, it's not private anymore, is it? And so anyway, we have a associate producer at Bungie who is liking and promoting tweets that are celebrating the death of a person being shot in the neck in front of their family and bleeding out profusely on the stage in front of millions of people. And so good job, Bungie. Really good winners you've got here. I can't wait to play Marathon. I thought that my expectations for the game couldn't be lower, but somehow Dennis has managed to fulfill, or exceed those expectations, you could say. I've got another one also. Kelly, senior producer at Sucker Punch, amateur cosplay armor, D&D enjoyer, source of corgi pics, they and she. Okay, so we have also, and you're going to see this word, this term, Sucker Punch, a number of times. We're not talking about the action, but we are talking about the company. This is the company that makes the game, or that is making the game, Ghosts of Yotai. Ghosts of Yotai, and this is also important to keep in mind, is that the voice actress for the game, for the character itself, has gone multiple times on record making the most deranged, stupid comments like defunding the police. She's just your typical, like, libtard, insaniac, moron, retard, right? It's not really that complicated, but what it really indicates is that there's a culture in this company, and there's a culture in this environment where this type of radical, violent behavior and language is normalized. You have multiple people at the company that are all saying these things, and we're going to get to the other ones too. This is another person here also that works at the company, and so you can see right here, obviously this is them retweeting or posting something that they did with the game, and then right after that, I hope the shooter's name is Mario so that Luigi knows his bro got his back. And I've been noticed that Twitter has noticed me from I've been told that Twitter has noticed me from across the room. Well, we certainly have. We absolutely have. And I think that these kinds of comments are absolutely disgusting. This is a person that works at a massive game company, and they're openly advocating for, on public platforms, and promoting and celebrating the murder of a random person. This is disgusting. It's really disgusting. And in my opinion, I don't think that it should be tolerated. And that's the reason why I'm making this video.
Couldn't agree more. Could not agree more. Again, you know, and he even addresses this. I'm going to show you another clip where he actually does address this, because it does sound like cancel culture, but so many people are so angry about these people celebrating this way. And you know, I'm not gonna try and make a case for cancel culture. All I can say is I like that Asmond is going on record like this, and he is putting these people on blast like this, because Charlie's dead. Charlie's dead. You know, and he just said things. He just said, I'm pro-life. He just said, I don't really like DEI. He just said what millions of people are saying. So if they're really, and this is the thing, I think he kind of touched on this, but if they're really saying that the things he said made him deserving of what's happened to him, well, then what about the rest of us? What about the rest of us that feel that way? I'm black. I don't think DEI should be a thing. I don't think people should get ahead. I don't think people should just get hired based on their skin color or their age, gender, nothing. I don't think there should be H-1B1 visas. I don't think that should be a thing. I don't think it's geniuses that are coming through. I think it's cashiers at 7-Eleven. Me too. I gotta go because I feel that way. Okay. That's why there's more to it than just you don't like what they're saying. What they're alluding to with this is that everybody who feels that way on that side should take notice, because this is what deserves to happen to us. But like I said, you know, he addresses that it sounds a little bit like cancel culture. Check it out.
This making our products, it's disgusting. And I know that some people would maybe consider and say, well, this is something that could be a little bit like cancel culture. And I want to say that it absolutely is. 100% is. The fact is that these are the same types of people who would lie about you and make up things about you and try to destroy your career and destroy your reputation for disagreeing with them on something political. But now whenever it's happening to them, they're the victims. Well, if you want to be the victim, it's time to earn it. I think also, here's another thing, is that if you work at one of these...
If you want to be a victim, it's time to earn it. That is a great quote. That is a great quote. I don't know if anybody caught how great that one is. But if you want to be a victim, it's time to earn it. Here, it's your time now. Here you go. Because these people are getting fired. I mean, I don't know what's going to happen with this gaming company. I mean, Asmongold did it, the video immediately, because he's been gone like longer than any of us expected. The video shot up. It's already at 2.7 million views. So a lot of people took notice. And even if 10% of the people watching are diehard Asmongold fans, and they decided because he's setting it up. He has a group on Twitter where he's like, put everything that you find in regards to people doing this, put it all on there. He even said, let's collectively find out where these people work and get them fired. He's really calling for it. So even if there's a crew of 50,000 people doing this, that's a big problem. You know what I mean? You got to think, your boss might kind of like you, but if 40,000 people sent emails, 40,000 to your boss about you, your boss would just be like, just based on the sheer volume alone, I have to get rid of you. Just sheer volume. I can't go through 40,000 emails a week. I just got to get rid of you. I'm sorry. It's a space thing. It's a data thing. I can't go through all these emails. You're going to have to go. Turn in your Target vest at the front. Give it to Beth. I'm telling you, man. It's wild. But let's keep going.
These companies, and you have one of these individuals that works at your company, you do have a recourse to this, and that's calling and talking to HR. Because the fact is that HR does not operate in your best interest, and it doesn't operate in their best interest either. It operates in the best interest of the company. And when you have people that are making public statements and calls to violence and celebrating violence like that, they're creating a hostile and an unsafe work environment. And anybody who works in HR or anybody who works inside of any sort of corporate environment will tell you that that's something that just can't exist in a corporate environment. There's a reason why we have levels of decorum, and there are some levels of HR that make sense. And so if you work at one of these companies and you have a person like this doing it, make sure to talk to HR and let them know how uncomfortable you feel that there's a person who's working at your company who might want to advocate to have you killed because you disagree with them. Tell them that it makes you afraid to come into work. Tell them that, you don't know, maybe you're going to file a lawsuit. You feel unsafe at your workplace. And honestly, here's the important thing. You should feel unsafe, because these people would justify violence against anybody who disagrees with them. And just because you think you know them doesn't mean they wouldn't do the exact same thing to you. And this is them. This is the game that they're making right here. And you can see that they've made no statement about this. Now, let me ask you a very simple question. If these people made a degrading comment towards the trans community, for example, or towards the black community, for example, do you think Sucker Punch would have immediately fired them and made a statement? I think so, absolutely. But for some reason, these people are protected. And the reason why they're protected is because there's a lot of other ones at the company that feel the exact same way that they do. That's the only logical reason that I have. And I think that at a certain point, Sony or somebody needs to step in. Whoever owns this company needs to step in and root out this disease before it kills the entire company. Because I do think that it will have a tremendously negative effect on the game. And you can...
This guy just told you how to address HR. Jeez. He's covering all the bases right now. Like, you can tell this is somebody who's truly, like, right now he's dealing with his dad. His dad's not in hospice, but it's not looking good. His mother's already passed away. He is a conservative. I mean, you watch him a lot. You can say, I would say he's damn near far right. He's like, there's some things that he says that are like, whoa. So, his mom passes away. People accuse him of being the reason she passed away. His dad is sick. People, again, on the left are celebrating that his dad is sick. They're hoping he passes away. And then he sees this with Charlie. Like, you can tell he's angry in this. And I told you guys, I made a video about him being the next Joe Rogan, possibly. I told you This guy could be the next Joe Rogan. When he wants to communicate properly and not just sound like a dude from Austin, Texas, you know, he can communicate really well, and he's just on fire right now. Here's the last one.
Think that anybody who's advocating for killing people over speech like this should be censored. Absolutely. And this is just normal. Absolutely. I don't. There's this trick that a lot of people like this like to play, which is they try to use your own language and use your own morality against you. These people don't care about freedom of speech. They don't care about censorship. They don't care about any of that. They're simply trying to weaponize your values and use them against you in order for them to fulfill their own goals. And so every time that they try to make an appeal to your own values, you should ask yourself, do they hold these values? And if the answer is no, then you shouldn't take it seriously, because this person is simply trying to use your values to subvert you and take advantage of you and to push their own agenda and to hurt you. And so never listen to this, never play into this game, never even acknowledge that that there's any validity to it at all. These people don't care about freedom of speech. The only time they bring it up is whenever they're trying to co-opt the person who does care about freedom of speech and make that person act against their own best interest. But anyway, we've got also, you know, this is me, Asmongold put out the call for finding game devs mocking, and there's another one here. This is the voice actor for Diluc in Genshin Impact. I hope they receive the same care that the average American citizen would get in the same situation. Really? So they're just going to fall down and die. Somebody gets shot in the neck like that with their blood like spurting out. There's no health care. You're not coming back from that, at least not anytime soon with the medical care that we have now. And so anyway, at least he came out, at least he goes out doing what he loved, being a bigot. Yeah, of course you have more comments like this, more people like this. And if true political efforts permanent, every post you make goes out to the public firehouse, captured by someone somewhere. The delete button doesn't do what you think it does. And so anyway, we have a lot of people, obviously, that are starting to say stuff, live by something. So she's obviously trying to make a statement of live by the sword, die by the sword. This is what, and I think that this is a very revealing statement, and I think this is going to be the last comment that I'm going to look at here, is that this statement's actually extremely revealing, because what it's saying is that from her perspective, living by the sword is the same as being killed. Speaking out and being able to, like express your opinion on certain things should be met with the equivalence of deadly force. And that's really what these people want. They want to bully, push, fight, and if it comes down to it, kill you if you disagree with them. And that's why whenever somebody does do something insane like this, all of these people tried to do mental gymnastics about why it was somehow justified, normalized, okay, acceptable, or something one way or another. The fact is that, no, live by the debate, die by a gunshot wound in the throat. No, I don't really think that makes a lot of sense, does it? But it doesn't sound as good as these, vapid, like Yas Queen comments that people like her make on Blue Sky that have absolutely no pushback because they're on their own protected reservation away from anybody whose opinions could be different than their own.
Man. I'm telling you, he's going in in this video. He hasn't been in a stream or anything. This isn't even from a stream. This is just a video that he just made quickly to just sum this up. And he has, like I said, there is a whole Twitter thing that he has. It's a group, X group, and it has thousands upon thousands of people. YouTube, millions of followers. This guy gets at least 20 million views a month, at least. Then Twitch, on top of that, it's like 30,000 people watching him every day when he streams. It's ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous. So he is calling some people to not allow these people to celebrate in front of all of us, but more importantly, his wife and his children. And you are seeing some of them get fired. And we're going to see it a lot more. And good. That's what That's what they need. That's definitely what they need. They need to get fired. They need some kind of, I don't know, it feels weird saying it, but, and you know what else? You know what else when it comes to this? This is what you get. You didn't what, this is what they get. You don't want Charlie? You get this instead. I'm telling you, you get Nick. You get this guy. Charlie was the nice one. Charlie was the moderate, polite version. Now you get Myron, you get Nick, you get Asmond. I'm telling you, man. People like Ben Shapiro's doing it too. Bro, people aren't going to care about Ben doing it. When Nick starts doing it again, it's going to be insane. It's going to be bulletproof glass for sure. Myron, all these guys, when those guys start doing it, it's going to be nuts. And they're going to become the leaders. The same way Charlie was the face. Tucker was for a while throughout the election, because Charlie was in behind the scenes doing a lot. But Charlie became the most powerful figure in the right. Aside from the president and vice president, he was the most powerful figure. 100%. He had command of the masses. Now he's gone. Turning Point will find someone else, and the people who love Turning Point and love Charlie will participate in that. But there's a lot of people who are not going to, they're not going to be Christian like I am. They're not going to be Christian like Charlie's wife. They're going to be hard-hearted, and they're not going to want to hear a message of being nice and turning the other cheek. They're not going to like that message. They're going to want something else. And these guys, these younger guys, they're going to provide it. They're going to provide it. So, yeah, we'll see what happens. But, I love what Asmond's doing. I love that he came back just to do this. Seeing these people celebrate, it's wild. It's wild. I don't even think I celebrated when Henry Kissinger died. I don't think I did. I think I made a post about it. Like an X post about it. But that was it. I don't think I even celebrated when he passed away. I don't know, man. Partly because I know it's like, okay, he's gone. So what? There's just another person that's taking his place. Of course. Same way someone's going to take Charlie's place. There's someone to take all of those demons' places when they pass. Klaus already has a replacement. Gates probably already has a replacement set up. They all have replacements ready, So, people celebrating death is the most demonic thing. It's one of the most demonic things you can see from regular people. It's so, like, I remember I saw this one girl who pretty much got her husband's business tanked. She's on TikTok and she's like, thoughts and prayers for Charlie. And she looks up, and when she looks, she's like, thoughts and prayers for Charlie Kirk. And she starts dancing and saying thoughts and prayers because she's celebrating. And people just went off. They went to her husband's business because she's just a stay-at-home mom. They just raided and went after him. So he's going to have trouble for the next few months. That's bad, real bad. Being a provider is tough. It's even tougher when your wife is just a do-nothing, ridiculous woman, The Bible says that a woman's she's supposed to uphold your reputation. So for that to happen, she completely disgraced his reputation. But my point was, she was doing this dance and she looked up and she had this evil look in her face, empty eyes. She's like, for Charlie Kirk. I always talk about this clip of Jordan Peterson when he's arguing with Destiny and they're going back and forth. And he's talking about climate change. He's just talking about people and how they say, what they were talking about is how people say there's too many people on the planet. And he's breaking it down. He's saying, who are the too many people? And who deems who goes and how are they going to go? And who gets to make that decision? Who are these people that are too much? What are you talking about? Because what are you saying when you say there's too many people on the planet? You're saying some have to go. You're saying it would be better if a bunch were gone. How many? Right? And he was just talking about how good people, you know, people that you wouldn't think are evil in any sense. He goes, they say things that are rooted in evil and they may not even realize it. Like you could be fighting for an agenda and you're a good person and you don't realize the root of that agenda is actually very evil. There's a lot of people doing that and they don't realize it. There's a bunch of things like that. I'm not going to get a lot of views anyway. It's like abortion, right? Planned Parenthood. You fight for Planned Parenthood. It's like, okay, you're fighting for that. But then you're also fighting for like 2,000, I think it's 2,000 black babies a month to be gone, right? And then you look at the root of that organization and who was running it. And the woman, like, I don't toss around the word racist. She was very racist, like extremely. Like a Klan member would be like, hold on, lady, you getting a little bit, lady, hey, relax. I mean, she was like that. So it's like you don't even realize when you're having that debate, you're fighting for that organization. You don't even realize the evil that you're actually fighting for, you know? Man, there's a lot of that. And the analogy that he uses is, he's like, it's like somebody has reached up. He's like, it's like Satan has reached up in their spine and is moving their mouth with a lot of the things that they fight for. Just like this. This guy was like, he said things I don't like. He says them all the time. Can't be saying all these things I don't like, man. These things are wrong. And that was the thing he did. Like, doesn't even, how evil of a thing you're doing. You're like, man, I'm going to ruin these kids' lives. I'm going to ruin his parents' life. I'm going to ruin his wife's life. Because he had an argument with someone and he was completely polite, but he made good points. And that other person didn't make any good points. And he has to go for that. It's like you don't even realize. Like if you could break down your actions like that, you'd be like, oh, is there a demon inside of me? Do I have to get holy water? Do they make showers with holy water in them? I have to get doused. Should I go get baptized? Like you have to start thinking. You don't know the evil that you're representing. I'm looking at a picture of the guy right now. This Tyler guy. And I guess it's him. I mean, they say it's him. I don't know. But again, and he says it's him. He confessed apparently. So doesn't even know what he's doing. Thinking I'm doing the right thing. I'm definitely doing the right thing. You show up to a protest. Well, you know, we're going to burn this block down, but it's because we're going to do this horrible stuff to this black neighborhood. But it's because of those white supremacists. We have to teach them a thing or two. So we're going to put these people of color through hell. That's how you do it. Yep. It's just like the thing with Elon. I don't like Elon Musk. So this guy who can't afford to buy a new car, I'm going to etch words and crosses and smear stuff all over his car and break his windshield. And that'll teach Elon. And Elon's sitting around with $500 billion and he's like, huh, what happened? I didn't know. But they're doing it. They don't realize they're doing this evil thing to society. And what they're going after isn't even feeling it. You know? Just did something horrible to somebody who's probably, most people live in check to check. You just wrecked the guy's car. You don't know what's going to happen now to that person. And you're sticking it to Elon that way. You're fighting someone because they have a red hat on. Trump doesn't know. Trump doesn't know when you go after someone with a red hat. He has no idea. He's sitting in the Oval Office, just talking with people. He has no idea what you're doing when you do stuff like that. I'm not talking to you guys. There's no There's no leftist cucks that watch this channel. I hope not. I hope not. If you are one, kick rocks. Get out of here. What are you doing here? I'm having a conversation with good people. Take a hike. I'm just not joking, man. Come on. Anyways, guys, I like what Asmon's doing, and I wouldn't do it myself. I wouldn't go through trying to get somebody fired, but I like the fire that I'm seeing from him, you know? Anyway, that's it. Coach Colin TV. That's what I call it now, okay? Okay? That's what you got to search. And there's 2 channels. A lot of people don't know. My main channel is I Am Coach Colin. We're at 221,000 subscribers over there. And then this is Coach Colin TV. It's a smaller channel. It's where I get to be a little slower with my delivery and talk a little more real without having to, disseminate information and, focus too much. I guess, like, I'm chilling when I'm here. You know what I mean? Anyways, guys, I'm out of here.